All right, guys, back with misconception number 2. And misconception number 2 is a popular one, and we see a lot more with the lady population. And that misconception is that eating 2 meals a day is enough. Abs, you want to speak on that?
Absolutely. This is something that I actually recently struggled with myself. And it is maybe the wrapping around the mindset of 2 meals will result in the scale going down and weight lost. So just to share and just to relate is in the recent times going through a higher level of stress and going from my normal eating, which is usually around that 3 meals and a snack down to 2 meals. Everything actually moved in the opposite direction of where I was headed. And Sean is my nutrition coach because I seek the accountability and thrive in that sort of in that relationship. And so I deemed it more of a task, of making a meal as a task. So with the high level of stress, I didn't want to add another task. So the 2 of us meeting and kind of unpacking that is when I'm in a higher stress time, I relate meal prep and eating as a task. And during that time, that's something I don't want to do.
Yeah. You know, another interesting story too is I met somebody and I work with somebody who they associated for a long time, 2 meals is the way. 2 meals is the way. And when we sat down, we were in a consultation, they couldn't even wrap their minds around 3 meals. And one of the questions deep into the consultation was, how is the 2 meals working out for you? How long have you been doing this? And it was years. And the scale, nothing was moving the way they wanted to. And this isn't to like gloat or toot my own horn. It's just showing that when we overcome these misconceptions and these stories, so this woman, again, through working together, accountability, getting her on the right path, giving her the education, we are coming up on 8 weeks, but 4 weeks in, getting this woman to eat balanced meals, getting her to, and even incorporating 3 meals. I think month 1 was like down 7 pounds, down 2% body fat. It was incredible. And she was so grateful and realized the stories that she needed to overcome. And a lot of it, I think, is a psychology of thinking like the less when I eat the 2 meals, I'm instantly gonna shrink. Mm-hmm. And what actually tends to happen is your body kind of goes into that, like, I don't know when I'm getting my next meal mode, because we all have a baseline amount based on our structure, our weight, our body fat, our skeletal muscle, of like a baseline amount of calories just to exist, just for your body to perform its processes and all the things that are happening that you just want and expect and need to happen to go about your day that you don't think about. And then if you add like exercising in there, holy moly, right? Mm-hmm. So we have that baseline, and when you live under that baseline, your body starts to tap away from protein for energy, and all these negative things start to happen, and you store fat in your trouble areas, which you don't want. So the answer for majority of people is to not necessarily to eat 2 meals. It's, you want to live somewhere in that bucket, or that range, I should say, of like 3, depending on what your goals are, maybe even 3 and a snack or 4, but balanced meals. And that's something that, we help hold people accountable to in our nutrition coaching program. And we just have seen everybody thrive with that, including yourself, where, and I appreciate you sharing with people your vulnerability, that anybody can be susceptible to that. For you, we had that breakthrough that stress was the trigger that let us know that you were associating food as a task and eating as a task, and we're since working to change that association. So consuming food isn't a task, and now when we can change those triggers, because stress is going to come up in life, it's going to happen again, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that's a big one.
Yeah, and it was wonderful about that is that we had this conversation and just to kind of take it home and process it, and already it's changed. And that's why we say that nutrition isn't only what you are consuming, but it's your mindset around it.
For sure. Mm-hmm.